What's up, everybody? Jason from GR Rideshare Adventures. Hope you're having a great day. Podcast number 5 up for you guys. First things first, unfortunately, I forgot to hit record with 10 minutes in, so you missed the intro about Phil. If you did watch the live stream on Facebook or YouTube, you were able to see the intro for Phil. So it's going to sound like you're basically jumping into the middle of a conversation. But we had Phil on this week. Phil is a vet Uber driver, one of our friends, does Uber and Lyft, thousands and thousands of rides. You'll hear in the podcast, possibly, I don't remember if it got cut off or not, he drives about 50 hours a week for Uber and Lyft, and also has a full-time job. So Phil's an animal when it comes to rideshare driving. It was a great podcast. Talk about a lot of things, Uber Eats, car seats. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go.
Your feet. Yeah, you're going to need a car seat.
Yeah, that's the rule.
Yeah.
If your feet can touch the ground,
then you're okay.
Yeah.
But if you can't touch it, I have 2 kids of my own. I would not do that to my kids. They're older now, but back then, no.
Yeah.
It's a no-no.
I think the actual law is 4'9".
Is
There's
it?
a height requirement for not using.
Is there? There's not a weight requirement though, right? It's just a height thing because it's where the seatbelt adjusts on the neck.
Is it 4'9"?
It's 4'9".
I barely.
So yeah, that's.
Nice. All right. What, you got any feedback about that at all?
No.
Technical difficulties. It's been up there for an hour and a half. Jeez. Sorry. Well, we'll just keep going. The next thing I want to talk to you about is Uber Eats. So that's recently come.
Oh.
You're a glutton for punishment, so I'm not have no pity for you at all.
Yeah. Well.
So Uber Eats came what? 2 months ago? A month ago?
Yeah. Well, like about a month ago.
So basically, Uber Eats, food delivery service like Grubhub. As a driver, you get a notification just like you're getting a ride.
Yeah.
There's surge involved, so you do get surge pricing. But I did one, and it was a terrible experience, and I turned them off. So I'm curious to know why you want to do them.
I don't. I actually turned mine off already. I don't even do it anymore.
Well, that's recent update for you because
well,
a week ago you were.
Yeah, I was doing it just to, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. But after getting so many, I want to say stupid rides who go pick up some food and bringing it across the street where you can actually see the restaurant. I'm driving 7-8 minutes to go pick this up.
Yeah.
Okay, and I push start trip
to deliver it because you don't know where it's going.
Exactly, and I'm like, okay, 1 minute. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? It's right across the street.
Yeah.
I can see them.
Right. Well,
that's yes. It's really
explain why it's so frustrating. What would your take be on that? So you're what, 8 minutes in? Probably 8 minutes to drive there?
A total about 16 minutes because I have to wait for the food. Sometimes I haven't even done yet.
So what are you making? I mean,
my take was $2.30.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. That's one of the reasons I don't do it anymore.
Right. Well, if it's surging, then it's fine. I mean,
obviously,
I'll do it. But to be honest, the only one that I don't ever want to do again is, I don't know if I can say it or not.
I don't care.
McDonald's.
Right.
It's
just so slow.
There's McDonald's in pretty much in every corner, to be honest. I mean, it's really not. But your drop-off is, what, 2-3 minutes, no more than 5 minutes. So
you mean as far as your delivery of the food? Yeah. So it's not far away because there's so many McDonald's?
Exactly. So they go to the closest one. But it's frustrating.
Now, did they end up tipping you an app for that? Or
2 of them to tip me.
Out of what, you've probably done, what, 30 of them? 40 of them?
No. I want to say about 20-ish.
So 2 out of 20. You made $2 or $3.
Yeah.
And, you know, I do drive for Grubhub. I haven't in a while, but, which I probably should so I don't get deactivated again. But
probably.
What Grubhub is it pops up, right? Mm-hmm. And it tells you, let's say, $10.50. You know you're making that $10.50.
Okay. Yeah.
That, no questions asked. When you finish that ride, you know. And it kind of it tells you where it is, too. So you have some time to decide, okay, is this worth me driving to, the East Beltline and then downtown, I look at it like this. Airport run from the airport down to GR is $10.
$10, yep, 10.
So if I get a Grubhub for more than, and I'm sitting at the airport and it's more than $10, I take it.
Yeah.
I go right out of the queue.
Do they show you the tips before you accept that?
No, it tells. Well, so that's one thing. They don't show you. They show you just whatever you're going to make. That's including tip, your delivery fee, and your mileage. They already know from point A to point B you're going to make $3.25. They do it as the crow flies, so you can go. They don't let you go the long way. You know what I mean? So, but you can kind of figure it out. If a delivery fee is $3.50, right, and your take's $5, there's no tip there because you got your mileage in there too. You know what I mean? So you can kind of tell. But yeah, I won't do Uber Eats.
Well, I'm not saying that I won't ever do it again. I'm probably gonna turn it on every so often. If I'm like less than 5 minutes away, if I'm not busy, I'll take it. I mean, chances are, just.
Well, this is the thing. You want to stay busy. Yeah. Like Nick is very strict on what he takes, and so he's willing to sit for an hour and not get a ride. Where I'm not going to do Uber Eats, but I might take another extra ride just to stay busy. But the problem is, look how much work you have to put in for that money. Where if you're doing a minimum fare ride, what was your work? Start trip, end trip. You didn't even have to get out of your car. Exactly. So that's how I look at it. Like, why would I do all the extra work for the same amount of pay? I guess that's what it boils down to.
What I don't understand is why is Uber accepting these transactions where they know it's pretty much across the street.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
They're still making money off of that.
Well, they get money on their fee.
Exactly.
They charge the customer $6.
So I think Uber should actually pay the drivers a little bit more for those really short rides.
Right.
Just to compensate for that.
Especially if you're driving 8-10 minutes to go to McDonald's.
Every time I accept rides at McDonald's, I just cringe. I'm like this on the wheel.
That's why I don't do them anymore.
But it's hard for me to cancel because I don't like to cancel.
Right.
If I take
you feel like you committed to it. You're like.
So I will finish it. I might not like it.
Right.
But I'll still do it.
All right. How was your Friday night last night? Slow, right? We were all slow.
Slow, and then my last ride took me to Saugatuck right around 1.
Okay.
Well, and then I decided to stay in Holland, and then I got one ride in Holland. 84th Brewery to B-Dubs.
And then you just went home.
And then nothing. So I stayed out for another 20 minutes and nothing. So I was like, you know what, I'm going home.
You've been successful out there before, though.
Yes, when I first started.
Since it's been cold, though, have you been successful? Because I feel like about every couple of weeks you're like, I'm stuck in Holland. I'm going to stay here for the rest of the night.
Holland is kind of funny. I don't know what's going on, but every so often it's busy.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's not. Sometimes I want to say like last month, I was out there, and it was like 4.8, 5.1 surge. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Out in Holland?
Yeah, I took one ride. It was a total of maybe 20 minutes total. I took home by $87.
Wow.
$87?
Yeah, because it was like a 4.8 surge.
That's funny.
And it was like 2 drop-offs.
That's crazy. Oh, 87 for 2 drop-offs for that one ride.
Two trips. Not trips like.
Well, that's brings into another thing that we thought we'd talk about is the surge pricing. I've had riders ask, "Do you get that money when it surges?" Like they wonder if Uber's going to get it. You know what I'm saying?
They definitely get more of a take.
Well, because of percentages, they do, but and we do too. But they wonder. The pastor really wonders if we're getting, and I don't know do they think we're an hourly employee or something, and that's why they don't. But I've had people ask, when it surges, do you get the money? I'm like, well, yeah.
I think they're more okay with paying for the higher pricing as long as we get.
Yeah, I agree. Most everyone says, "Oh, I'm glad you're getting it," which of course they don't want the company to take it. But
I've been getting a lot of questions as to. The riders are asking me, if we tip you on the app, does Uber take that or the percentages? I said no. But
I don't think
in my mind, I'm like, I hope they're not. But
they don't do that. I mean,
No.
okay. I was making sure.
It's so hard to tell because riders, they'll tell you they're going to tip you in app and then nothing ever shows up. So you think, did they actually tip me in app and did Uber or Lyft take that?
Well, have you ever figured out your percentage? So let's say you make $20 on a ride, they tip you $5. Are they taking their percentage
I've never
up?
sat down and
I know, I haven't either. We should probably.
I was like, hey, cool, I got $5.
Yeah,
Hey.
next ride, like you're not gonna really worry about it, but.
But most of my tips I've been getting lately is just cash.
Yeah, cash is king, right?
$2, $3, which is great.
And we report all those cash tips to the IRS, right?
Sure.
Yep. Good job, Phil.
Yep.
I would like I was going to ask you about the upfront pricing. I don't know a lot about that. I know you've read articles about that. Can you explain that a little bit?
Basically, how it goes is it's based on the area code, and so if you were to take I'll give you an example. GRR, Grand Rapids Regional Airport to Chicago. This is where upfront pricing comes into effect. From Grand Rapids to Chicago, it's right around $355, all said and done. That's
for the basic.
That's what the rider pays. That's Uber.
Really?
Yes. But
you're gonna be shocked our take on it.
Wait till you hear this. Our take on this is right around $122. Wow. That's our take from it. Now, if you were going from Chicago to Grand Rapids, UberX upfront pricing is $480.
Okay, just because of the different rates in different areas.
Different area codes. So, if you're in Chicago, people are going to be willing to pay more for a ride versus Grand Rapids.
I'm getting mixed pricing here because when I was in Chicago one day, and I Ubered a ride from Chicago to actually Zealand.
So you were in Chicago because you had gotten a ride down there?
No, I was in Chicago as I came back from California from my dad's funeral.
Was it from the airport?
No.
That's a big difference.
Okay. Because it cost me, it was like roughly around $170 from Chicago metro area to Zealand to my house.
So you paid an Uber to take you from Chicago to Zealand?
Yeah, because I...
Oh, all right, story time. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought you were the driver.
Well, I came back from California and I got to Chicago at around, I want to say 3 in the morning, thinking that my train from Chicago to Holland is at 6:30 a.m. My dumbass.
It was p.m.
Didn't pay attention. It was 6:30 p.m.
So you just didn't want to wait.
Oh no.
Would renting a car be cheaper?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
But what place are going to be open at 3
Well, the airport will.
Yeah.
Ours
I was on
No. But you were in O'Hare or Midway?
O'Hare. I got out. I took the train from the O'Hare to the bus station. Well, actually, what's that? Train to where the bus stops are.
In Chicago? Yeah, that doesn't help me. I don't know. I never took in the train, so.
Well,
Taken.
Then I decided to go eat, and I ate, and I said, I'm just gonna Uber home.
So yeah, my whole upfront pricing thing was from airports. It wasn't from, around the airports. It was strictly from airports.
So you think our rates
I think they jack up the price
because it's an airport?
Yeah, from airport to airport, I think it's like double the price. To me, I think.
Really?
That's how I see it, because well, I'm not sure, but that's how I feel. But I tipped the guy, so.
Well, here's the problem with Uber and this whole business is we're independent contractors, yet we still don't know a ton about how we get paid. I mean, we know, okay, for me, they take 28%. Mm-hmm. So I get it, $1, they take 28 cents. That seems simple. But then they put in these booking fees and all this other stuff, and you're like, you trust that your employer is going to do the right thing, but it's so confusing. And it's such a ripoff for the I mean, you charge a customer $400 and we get
$122
or whatever it was. I mean, that seems ridiculous. So
I'd be mad about that.
I think you see the upfront pricing more in busier markets, is what it is. Because I see people post all the time on the national groups about how much the rider paid and how little they got from that ride.
So, yeah, and the funny thing is, Uber is trying to be upfront and put it on the thing. Now you see it just pisses you off. Before they hide it, at least you'd have to ask the passenger, what are they going to charge you for this ride? That's funny. I forgot that I had that ride. I was just going to talk about it. I totally flaked on it. But the, what was it? Other side of Detroit.
St. Clair.
Yeah, I get St. Clair, that's it. I get a request at the Bob. And I'm like, okay, so the pin was actually on the Ottawa side. Which is kind of funny, how we're talking about not picking up in front of the Bob. So I pick her up and I click OK, and it said 45-minute plus. So I'm like, okay, we're probably going to Holland or whatever like that. But I wondered, okay, I clicked it, and it said St. Clair. That's on the other side of Detroit.
How far is that?
It was 3 hours and some.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I said, okay, let's do it. And I was like, why do you want to go there? She's like, my boyfriend said he wants to break up. No lie, okay? My boyfriend said he wants to break up and he won't answer his phone. And they were there for what was the country concert last weekend or the weekend before? Chris Young?
Chris Young, yeah.
Yeah, so they were there for that concert. And she's like, yeah, I want to go. So, okay, let's go. And we're driving around and we're about halfway on the highway and she's trying to get a hold of him, and then something occurs to me. I didn't have my wallet.
Classic Jason.
I did not have my wallet, and Nick had just given me $5 so I could get an energy drink because I was tired. I had $5 to my name, and I had 90 miles left on my tank. So we're between Grand Rapids and 28th Street near the airport, and I said, I can't take you. And she's like, why? I was like, I don't have my wallet. And she's like, how about I fill your tank up for you? I was like, I felt awkward about that, but I'm like, I still kind of want to take the ride. I get it. It's a long ride. I'm not going to make as much. Everyone bitches about long rides on there. I just thought it would be fun. It would be a fun story and whatever. So I was like, okay. So we go to the Meijer gas station because I was worried. I said, what if she says no and I'm 1 mile left before I'm on fumes? And she's like, yeah, sorry, and ends the ride, and then I'm sitting there, right? So I was like, we're going to get gas in Grand Rapids just in case. Right. Well, come to find out, Meijer accepts Apple Pay, and I have my card on there, so I was able to do it right there. But in the meantime, I was trying to talk to the person at the gas station if Apple Pay worked. Of course, they didn't help me. I just ended up, but she ended up finding out that her boyfriend had decided, because they're right next to Canada, that he went to Canada, and she's like, yeah, I don't want to go anymore. Just take me back to my hotel.
But the best part was the hotel was by your house.
Yes. Yeah. It was next to the new castle. That hotel that they redid was right there. Dropped her off and went home.
Oh, this looks like a castle, dude.
What, that thing?
Yeah.
I can get on a huge tangent about that.
Why? I don't understand. It looks like a castle, an actual castle.
Well, that's the point of it. Well, this is what I can go on a tangent about. When you look on Facebook, people either love the idea or think it's the dumbest thing they've ever seen.
I think it's cool.
I think it's cool, too. People complain about, it's in Granville, it's got this big... Well, what's the problem? It's right next to the highway. You can be downtown in, 6 minutes from right there? I mean, it's a perfect location. You're not technically in a bigger city. Yeah. You kind of got suburbia.
And it's not super busy right there.
It can be. It is during the day. Because it's kind of an industrial area. Because if you drive on the highway, you see Kirkstra's cement or something like that. But those start at $1,000 for a studio apartment. They start. They're luxury apartments.
That's what I was gonna say. The pricing on them is just ridiculous.
Is it furnished?
No. Wow. It's $1,000 a month for a studio. That's
I'm gonna pay $1,000. I'll just live downtown then.
Right. But anyways, I don't think it's bad. I want them to finish it. I'm tired of looking at it unfinished every time I come home and stuff like that. But
OSHA's investigating them.
Well, if you really read into that article, they say that that's pretty common for big buildings like that. That they every once in a while they go through them and flag the stuff that they need to work on. So,
but they're already way far behind.
They are. It was supposed to be done in December. So
really,
yeah, there's no way they're even going to finish it in the first quarter. There's just no way. So,
that's millions of dollars right there.
Millions, more than probably tens of millions.
Oh,
I would guess. I don't know. What else we got? Oh, I wanted to talk about Alex.
oh okay.
Our buddy Alex.
Yeah.
Alex DeBeard, that's his Instagram name, I think. But so did you know about the guy that we helped? You're not on Facebook. You're a terrorist, aren't you? You're a commie. Get on Facebook.
I do have a Facebook, but I never use it.
I mean, it's a good thing
Yeah.
that you don't use it because it is a time suck.
Well, the only reason I had it before is because I can communicate with my family in California,
Right.
with my nieces. And
It's nice to see pictures and
Yeah,
instead of
exactly.
bugging them, hey, can you send me a picture of my niece?
You know what? With these new technologies, FaceTime and all that, I don't need Facebook.
That's true. You can just say, hey, give me a call and we can
Just text me your pictures or FaceTime me, and I'm good.
But anyways, so Nick had posted a guy named Arthur. He had gotten in a terrible car crash, and he drives for Calder City Taxi, and he just needed a bed. I don't think he just needed some help, and so we decided to help him. Come to find out, long story short, we did get him a bed and all that stuff, but he was on the same floor Alex was.
Are you serious?
Like, doors down from him.
Yep.
Oh, that's what all that commotion is about on our group chat about the van
Yes.
bed.
Yes.
Yes.
I was wondering what the hell that about. I was like, is he moving?
Yeah. So, Rob ended up helping us out, which was kind of cool, because Rob didn't know us from anything. He's like, I got a cargo van, so...
Oh.
But we briefly talked about Alex last time, and I just
we didn't really introduce.
No, so Alex is kind of the original GR Rideshare, and I hope to, when he gets back going, that he can come back and join us. But just a great guy, and I met him. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know how I met you. Through Matt, maybe?
Matt, yeah.
Okay, I don't know how I met Alex. Maybe through Matt? I don't know.
I met all you guys at the airport.
I swear I met Matt through Lyft mentoring.
No.
I did. I mentored Matt through Lyft, and I think maybe Matt knew Alex. I don't know. But yeah, so met at the airport, and he's an Uber driver like us, and he's got a beard, and he's cool because he's got a beard. And
Looks like him.
Yeah.
Jason.
We keep looking at Jesper. Our other buddy Jesper's over here, and so we keep looking over there, getting this feedback. But no, Alex is a cool dude, and he had just basically he had a gallstone that backed up and poisoned his body. That's the simplest fact, and it was bad. I mean, it was touch and go, but I believe he's getting discharged this week.
Nice.
Today, I thought.
Was it today?
23rd,
23rd?
yeah, 23rd.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
My phone's right there.
Oh, 27th? Maybe it was last week that he got discharged.
Oh, I got a message from Matt. He said that it's either this sometime this week.
See, if you were on Facebook, we had a big group that you could see all the messages in for all the people that love Alex.
Do I need Facebook?
You at least need Facebook. Can you get Facebook Messenger without Facebook?
I don't know.
I mean, they're separate apps. And if you have a Facebook account, if you already have an account, you could download Messenger. Although, we had a group on Facebook that had 400 people in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was I know we're harassing you about Facebook, but it was just cool to see how many people Alex has touched lives of people. Right. Just a cool dude. Yeah. Always willing to help. Just a cool dude. So we're glad he's getting better, and hopefully he can come on, and he's got some stories too. He's funny as shit too. I mean, what was that night? Let's bring it up. Let's not talk about what we talked about because it's completely inappropriate. But one night he was talking about something, and he was doing these one-liners, and I about drove off the road several times in our little Telegram group. So
it went on for hours.
Hours. So, so that's Alex. What else do I want to talk about? Talked about upfront pricing. So I just want to talk about just personally because it pisses me off. But you use MileIQ tracking for mileage.
I use Stride.
Stride, okay. What do you use, or just the plain pencil and paper?
Pencil, paper. Start off my
your trip. Yeah, you reset your trip, and then at the end of the night, you just write it down.
And whatever I drove for that time period, 5 hours of work. That's my mile.
Yeah, I mean you talk about all this technology. I'm having trouble with the technology, and I wish I would have just wrote it down.
I had the same problem too. I tried my IQ, and this thing sucks.
Well,
it confused the crap out of me. So
well, that's not hard, because you are old in technology. But so I got my report for 2017, and it said I drove 39,000 miles. Now that's personal and business. So business was like 18, and personal was like 22. I mean, I'm using rough numbers. I mean, it might not add to 39, but somewhere around there. So I was telling people that, and they're like, that seems really high. For your personal mileage, you actually drove more personal miles than you did for Uber and Lyft. Yeah. I drive to work and drive home. I've been to Detroit a couple times, so it's not like I'm driving to Florida and back a couple times a year. So I also have an app that tracks my gas mileage and maintenance and stuff. So I looked at my January 3rd fill up and what my miles was, and I looked at it was December 31 before I went out for New Year's, and it's about a 7,000 mile discrepancy. So I'm like, what? I use Sherpa Share. I mean, I'm just going to say
Keep in mind, he pays for this service.
I do pay for it. It's $60 a year.
Whoa.
I know. It does have other features on there, but guess what? I don't use the other features. So, right. And that, I don't know. I've emailed them. They've said that it's probably a mileage rounding up. And I was like,
that's a high mile.
That's a lot of round up. So if it's, I drove 1.9, so it would round up to 2, right? So it's a tenth of a mile, 7,000 worth. I mean.
So what was your actual mile for the 2017?
It was, no, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know yet?
I don't know the business, but it ends up being that, according to my records, I drove 32,000 miles total. But I drove 39,000.
That is a ton of rounding up.
That's too much rounding up. So I'm going to email them. I mean, I don't know what I should do. I should probably just use Stride. Have you ever verified that it's doing it right?
I look through every day when I'm done, and I haven't had any problems or issues or anything or noticed it's been off at all.
Yeah.
But with that, you have to click start and stop.
See, as much as that sounds like a pain, I think I'd rather have that, because then I can at least, I don't know, it just pisses me off that I paid $60 for the whole year, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it literally is just running in the background. I mean, I don't mind paying for software if I use it, because guess what? It supports the developers, and it continues, right? Everyone wants everything for free. Well, eventually they're going to run out of money, and they're not going to be able to develop it. So I don't mind paying for it. But when the accuracy is, I could see 1,000 miles off. Okay, whatever. That's not the end of the world. But
yeah, I'll just stick to reset.
Old-fashioned.
Well, I think I'm going to run a couple tests the next time. Not tonight, but maybe next time I drive and see if it's, when I get done for the night and look at what it tracked and what I tracked and then see if it's close.
Well, so I talked to another Uber driver today. And he did his taxes, and his total miles is 96,000 miles.
Wow.
He drove 96,000 miles.
I believe it.
He did. It's his full-time
job. In Grand Rapids?
I believe it.
He drove 96,000 miles.
How much did he tell you how much money he made?
No.
I'd be interested to hear that.
But I know how much he's getting back. He roughly told me about $5,700 back.
Well, that doesn't really mean much, because I don't know if he has kids or what his write-offs are.
96,000 miles, it's possible.
That's talking a new car.
I do a part-time. Technically, I'm supposed to do a part-time, but
you're full of shit. You do it full-time.
I'm doing full-time.
Yeah, how many hours do you drive a week?
Yeah, I'd be curious. Do you track it at all? Because I wish Uber would say on your what is your pay summary?
They do.
It says that.
If you go in through the app, and you got to click on that certain week, but it tells you how many hours.
Oh, you're right, it does.
But it doesn't tell you, driving to wherever you're going.
True, it's only when the app is live.
It's just in-app online hours.
Right.
It's not including, if you stopped and got food or whatever.
Yeah, and you're to and from home when you have the app off, but.
Well, I pretty much average about 50 hours a week.
For rideshare driving?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Christmas week, 1 week I drove 92 hours.
Phil!
I know, like, holy smokes.
Now it's all starting to make sense of how he made so
Right.
much.
How are you not a cripple getting out of your car driving that much? That's a long time to sit in a seat.
I'm low to the ground. I got a lot of balance.
Oh my gosh, I'd go crazy. I go 3-4 hours and I get out and I'm like, oh. But I'm, fat too, so. And white, apparently. Oh, anyways.
It's in my blood. That's all we do is work.
No, I think I think it's too much, but I like to. That's good. You're providing for your family. You're saving for retirement.
That, and I want to be able to go to a store and buy something that I need without
worrying about
it.
Say,
wait, I don't have the money for that. If I need something, I have the money for it. It's what I want. It's a different story.
Right. I feel like you live pretty frugally, though.
What's that mean? Sorry.
You frugal means like you don't spend a lot of money on unnecessary stuff.
No, I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
I just can tell that from you. So
Well,
you must have gobs of money then, because if you're living frugal, whatever.
No, I got some money.
Ladies, Phil is single,
No.
and he's
Two
Asian,
Kids. 2 kids.
and he has 2 kids. They're very beautiful.
Thank
Just
you.
saying. All right. Couple of things that we wanted to start doing is just doing some current events and just giving our feedback on it. I'm going to do 2 rideshare related ones, and I'm going to do 2 just whatever
Out
stuff.
there.
Whatever's trending right now. So the first one is the higher rated drivers. Did you hear about that one? About what?
He probably hasn't because he's not on Facebook.
Yeah, that's true.
So higher rated driving's...
Let me open it up.
Okay.
Basically, the gist of it is that it's the Uber's new CEO, something like that.
Are you familiar with Userve at all?
No.
No? Okay. Well, basically, the higher rated drivers, the riders are going to be able to pick the higher rated drivers.
Is that why I've been getting airport rides?
No. So Userve is an app that...
Oh, okay.
I stopped on Userve because you said you had no idea about it.
I didn't know anything about Userve. What does that have to do with it? Is that how it works?
Oh, that's what I was saying. The rider can select which driver they want. So say if you
so
wanted
you're
a
using it as
higher-rated
an
driver-
example.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to use it as an
So
example.
that's another app.
App. Yeah.
But he's just using that as an example. Uber wants to do that.
Okay.
So that, let's say, it probably would be like you request a ride and top three drivers pop up.
Okay.
And you probably can choose, he's rated 4.93. I'm picking him.
Okay.
But how is that going to work it's going to, who wouldn't pick a higher rated driver, right? So how is it going to work for those other drivers?
But it gives those other drivers, reasons to get a higher rating, give better service.
Well, we have somebody in our group that has a pretty low rating on a platform. So how would that affect him?
I personally wouldn't take him.
How is it fair to him, though? He's a good guy. We know. He's in our group.
Is it our fault he has a lower rating? Maybe
you're getting thrown right under the bus.
But is it fair for them to get the same amount of rides being lower rated drivers than us providing the better service?
Well, here's what I thought. How about you have a second tier? Okay, we already got Uber.
So you get paid more for them?
Yes. So you have Uber X and what's the next one? Select. Let's leave the XL out of it. That's just amount of people. So you have Uber X and Select. Well, there's a big gap between that. You're talking 85 cents a mile in Grand Rapids to $2.25 a mile. So that's huge. Why not have another tier? Uber, I want a car that doesn't smell like dog shit. You know what I mean? Like, we were in a Lyft on a Thursday night about a month ago, Megan and I. It was terrible. It smelled like smoke. He had a headlight out. You couldn't even see down the road. It was ridiculous. Like, Megan's like, we're not taking... Like, she thinks that the way my car is presented and your guys' that's how everyone is.
Well,
but it's not.
Supposed to be.
Well, it is supposed to be. You're exactly right. So I feel like another tier. How about I'm willing to pay 20% more to get not just a nicer car, but
basically the service.
The service. This driver's been verified. He has a clean car. He's got a high rating. All those other things. Just because you have an older car doesn't mean you can't be a higher rated driver. That has nothing to do with it.
My car's an 05.
Exactly. You're higher rated than me and Nick, barely by Nick. But
Well, I don't know why.
why do you think?
Because
I mean, you can be funny, but I seriously want to know too.
I think it's because he drives more.
You think
no,
so?
it's not that. Because I treat all my riders with the same respect. I pretty much go where they want me to take them. They want gas.
So
stations,
basically, you're their bitch.
pretty much.
I mean,
It's
you
not-
can look at it either way. I
I'm
mean,
just giving them.
Well, and then and even I get those riders that are like, oh, and I still, hey, how you doing?
that's good of you. I mean, I have trouble sometimes just separating that when they're really disrespectful. Like, it's really hard for me to give them the same love.
It is, but I just hold back and just for that 10, 15, no more than 20 minutes.
Right, and then you yell on Telegram for the next hour about
Yeah.
it.
Well, yeah. I don't mention any names.
No.
I just say my last rider is so,
Yeah.
And that's about it. And then go on to the next one and do the same thing. For the most part, majority of the riders are cool.
Oh yeah, I agree. Grand Rapids is chill.
Yeah,
like it's
chill.
I love working in this city. I mean, I don't have a huge
I
problem with
also, another point of that is, he's only Uber X. He's not the XL where when we get our high surge rides, someone's pissed off, they're gonna mark
because
us
it's
down.
a lot more money.
But I think that's a major factor.
I agree with that. But what you said, you're like, I treat everyone the same. I don't have any extras, all this other stuff. I see that on
Well,
Facebook.
Phil's always happy.
That's true. You are always happy.
What do you mean?
Well, you're always in a good mood.
Yeah.
Well, you're supposed to be, aren't you?
Well, I'm not.
Isn't life good?
Life is great, but yeah.
Sometimes you just shouldn't be out driving,
There's times where I'm just in a bad mood. I've gone home at midnight. I'm like, this isn't going to end well.
I think we've all done that before.
Yeah.
I still drive. I still be out there.
Well, that's right. You're in a good mood all the time. But anyways, what I see on the Facebook page, everyone posts these, like, look at my setup in the car, and there's a lot of drivers. 4.94 rating, 5,000 rides. Take the person from A to B. I treat them with respect, and this is my rating. So, what you're saying is true. You're even keeled, I think, and that helps. I mean, if someone pisses me off really bad, I might say something to them. And I'm just not, at that point, I'm not worried about marrying.
There's a lot of people that piss me off.
I know.
Bite my tongue is,
Well.
you have a good day, sir.
Is it because you're smaller than everyone?
Probably.
Well,
Everybody's bigger than me.
do you think they feel bad for you?
Huh?
Do they think that you need money for a booster seat so you can see over the steering wheel?
Yeah, man. I need a booster seat.
Do you? So, anyways, do you like my idea?
What idea?
The tears.
Yeah. Yes.
He's got ADD. I mean, because I
do like that idea.
I just don't know how it's going to make it fair for the drivers that have lower ratings.
To be honest, if they do that, no pictures. Drivers. They don't show pictures, right?
Because people are racist, right?
You know what?
They
if
judge.
you show pictures, you will judge. I don't care who you
So
are.
basically,
And that's
you
just-
wouldn't get any rides.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
Well, they see your
that.
picture. You're saying
Pictures of different ethnic groups.
yeah.
I can guarantee you, people will they're not supposed to.
Right.
Yeah, but
Well,
they will pick.
it's human.
Well, that's why
Exactly.
Uber stopped showing us the riders' names.
They did?
Yeah, they used to show them. Back when
see
I
my
started.
name. Oh, and the initial, you don't see them until you go into the app.
Correct.
Oh, until you accept the ride.
Except the
I
ride.
didn't even notice
Oh,
that.
and another thing too, if you accept the ride, you gotta finish it.
Right.
The majority of the time, you have to finish it.
98% of mine I do, unless I get a wild hair and it's really busy and I take a chance. But
Well, I will call it. I'm stuck in traffic, and it's gonna be about 20 minutes. And you might as well cancel because otherwise
right.
it's gonna be too long.
Okay.
But yeah, I try to finish every ride.
All right. Well, you're a good boy.
I try to be, man. I'm a minority.
Oh, gosh. What's this one, Nick?
The tipping. The CEO came out and said that riders should aggressively tip their drivers.
Right.
But he didn't really expand on why, but it kind of seemed like he knows that the rates that we get paid are so low.
Yeah.
Then why is he doing anything about it?
Well, that's the whole funny part of it. He comes out and says they should tip. Because the whole thing has been, Uber's been, the tips included. That was, what's the guy? He's still on the board, but they've fired.
Travis Kaepernick.
Yeah, something like that. I always say Kaepernick. But that's
That's why a lot of riders ask me, is a tip? No, it's not.
Yeah, because he when he started, I think he just kept saying the tips included. Well, yeah, when I first started, I'd make $500-600 on a weekend, no problem, right? I didn't care about the tipping. Well, now there's so many.
Last night there was no surge.
Right,
you know,
literally no surge at 2:00 on a Friday night in January. I mean,
maybe it's the weather.
I don't know, but it was crazy slow last night. It was ridiculous.
It was.
But yeah, I mean, he basically came out and said that we should tip more. But one thing that I watched some of the chatter. I don't know if I was on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, but they were saying how difficult it is to tip on Uber. And Lyft is just so easy peasy. Like this it's just no. I don't think it's that hard. I mean, I've taken Ubers recently. In fact, 2 weekends ago I was, and I didn't have a problem. I rated the guy. It popped up, and it gave me
options like $1, $2, $6.
Which we need to talk about that too. There's another part of it is we're thinking in some markets, we thought it was ours, that I know I'm jumping off topics here, but that they're asking for percentages now instead of $1, $2, and $3.
Really?
That's why you're seeing weird tip amounts.
Have you seen weird tip amounts?
I've seen like even
like 1107.
Yeah.
Like who tips?
Okay.
Then I do the math. I'm like, are they trying to round up? No, it didn't equal. What are they trying to do?
Percentage.
Well, I thought, but last weekend I was in Detroit and it didn't give me a percentage. It was $1, $2, $3. So then I'm thinking, is Uber taking a cut out of that? So that's why it's dropping?
I think they're taking the 28% out of the tip.
I don't know. I mean,
they would get sued.
I know they would, but why is it doing it? And I see a little bit on the internet about it, but no one's really talking about it. But I don't know. I definitely think there's something going on. Although, you know, the mass amount of tips I got yesterday on Uber. Oh wait, I got 0. I couldn't tell you what it was. So, all right. So 2 articles about just whatever. So Vince McMahon, which is he the WWE guy?
President, yes.
Okay, so did he own the XFL before?
Yes, but he partnered. I don't remember what company it was, NBC or CBS, something.
Right.
The first time he partnered with them.
Okay.
So he kind of didn't have the majority.
Full control.
Yeah, full control of how he wanted to play it out, and essentially that's why this time he brought it out, and he's the majority holder. He's the decision maker. He decides where it goes. But I know he invested right around $100 million into it.
Okay. You know what the XFL is, right?
No.
Okay.
Think of arena football, but hardcore.
Oh,
wait, I thought it was arena football.
I mean, it was basically set up like arena football.
Is it going to be in an arena?
I don't want to say yes or no, but...
Well, geez, I guess
what's XFL? What's all that?
Like the NFL.
Yeah, they're trying to... I guess basically what they're going to try and do is, when you have, Tim Tebow, to bring that up, he would be able to play in the XFL versus the NFL. So it's kind of like a development league that they're trying to come out with.
All right, I'm sorry. I thought it had something to do with arena football. I'm just wondering if it's going to be played outside. I guess I should have read it, huh?
It doesn't say in the article
Johnny Manziel.
what it's like.
What the hell?
But yeah, that's another one who, the XFL would be decent for.
So, so it's probably in between arena football. You remember arena football, right?
Grand Rapids Rampage. How could you forget?
It's playing a
They
video
still
here.
around?
No.
They went.
Thanks, ESPN, playing a video. Yeah, I think it'll be good. I mean, I don't watch a ton of football. I know you do.
Yeah.
But my curiousness is, you said he linked it with NBC. How is he going to distribute it now? So, like, the UFC has got pay-per-views, right? And they've linked with Fox a little bit, but that's the problem when you link with NBC. They kind of
own you.
Own you. You know what I mean? They're kind of like, you're dependent on what they do. So it'll be interesting to see what he does.
Why is he bringing it out right now?
It's 2020 is when he's bringing it out.
Oh.
But I think why he announced it now is because it's right before the Super Bowl and all that.
That's true. Timing
is what it's all about.
And the NFL is losing ratings.
Well, there is talk about that. They are losing ratings.
They lose a lot.
So if you think about it, it's a perfect time to announce a brand new football league.
Smart guy.
Yeah. Well, somehow he's scammed, I don't know, 200 million people. What time is it? You want me to wrap it up? You can speak. All right, last thing. Again, these are totally random. I saw it. That they are updating 2 refrigerators in Air Force One. Okay? The one that Trump flies around in.
Okay.
I want you to guess how much that's going to cost. Just for fun.
Just 2 refrigerators?
2 refrigerators. And now they have not been updated since like the original Air Force One. So they've been in there for...
How big is a refrigerator? Like,
I mean...
Just a regular...
Think of it... Just for, well, I can't imagine it's like a kitchen, like a commercial kitchen. Let's say bigger than your one at home, but not like gigantic. I don't know.
I don't know. If I had to guess, because it's the president, 50,000.
Do you know how much?
Yeah, I only know because you told me.
Do you know how much? What's your guess?
It's not a trick question.
Probably 125.
125,000? Yeah, 23 million.
What? For a refrigerator?
For 2 refrigerators in Air Force One.
Are you crapping me?
No, I'm not kidding you. They said they have a contract with somebody, blah, blah, blah. What the funny part about it is Trump tweeted about how he was ashamed that Boeing and because they were going to put a new one together. It was going to cost $4 billion. And he shamed them for spending so much. $23 million for 2 refrigerators.
But he's okay with that?
Yeah.
What the heck is wrong with this guy?
And on that note, we're not going to talk about politics.
No, we're not.
So, yeah, isn't that crazy?
Oh my god.
Well, the problem is that they do these, contracts. So you're paying somebody here and you're paying somebody there. You know,
I understand that government. When you get a government contract, you're gonna get paid pretty good.
You're gonna pay real good.
That's ridiculous.
23 million. I mean, I don't even. It shouldn't cost more than 50 grand to put 2 refrigerators in there. I mean,
I was guessing high.
Maybe they're like bunker refrigerators or something.
Yeah, are they bulletproof? Do we really need to protect Trump's cheeseburgers?
Wow.
Anyways, all right. Well, it's 9:30 and we have to go make money, so we're gonna wrap it up. So,
Cool.
Hey Jesper, can you turn all our live stream stuff off?
I don't know.
Well, let us know when we're offline so we don't say the F word.
I did pretty good.
You did really good.
I usually... These guys know me. I usually...
Right. No. I mean, we all get a little...
Excited?
We get frustrated. The ride I took last night, that was 0.3 of a mile.
I was happy last night.
I drove 9 minutes. And
That's right, that was you. I was thinking that was someone else.
It was in Walker. It was at a bar right by Kinney and Lake Michigan Drive. It's on the left-hand side. I've never been there. And literally 0.3 of a mile. And they're like...
yeah, you told me that.
They're like, oh, I'm so sorry we didn't want to drive drunk. I'm like, I can respect that. You know what I mean? But walk. I mean, they're like, oh, we'll tip you. And guess what?
None.
They didn't tip me, so... Well, where's the app? Wow, was that a great podcast or what? Hope you enjoyed it. We're having a riot doing it. Had some technical difficulties again, but hope you can bear with us as we work out the kinks. We're trying to work out a format as well. The live stream was fun. Jesper was commenting and had just a great time doing the podcast live on YouTube and Facebook. If you could do me a favor, if you go to iTunes and give a review, that would really help us in the search results. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We work really hard on getting those videos up there. And then, of course, subscribe to the podcast. So thanks again, and hope you have a great day. Oh, we have no viewers on YouTube, guys.
Uh-oh.
Early right now.
That's all right. Are you still recording on your podcast, Jason?
Oh, probably. Good call. Hey, just to let you know, and I know you're going to be mad at me, we were like 10 minutes in before I forgot to hit record on that.